Long ago, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake, lived a young man named Ethan. Ethan was known throughout the village as the quintessential good-for-nothing. All he did all day long was play video games. His room was a disaster, always filled with dirty clothes, empty food containers, and piles of books that were way past their due dates at the library. "Do you want to become the greatest blacksmith in the region?" he asked, startled by the question. Ethan could only nod. The old man smiled. "Then you must first learn from the one who is considered the worst." But there was something special about it, a raw and tamed power that hinted at its potential. As the years went by, Ethan's reputation grew. People would travel from far and wide just to see the amazing swords and armor he created. These videos will inspire you to take action and make things happen. Don't forget to subscribe for more great videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. But despite his fame and fortune, Ethan never forgot the hard times he'd endured as a young man. He remembered the sting of being rejected and the humiliation of being ridiculed. And he knew that if he hadn't failed again and again in life, he might not have become the successful blacksmith he was today. The moment of truth arrived when the blacksmith tested the sword's edge against a log. He understood that failure was not the opposite of success. It was part of it, and without it, there could be no victory. Because failure is the stepping stone to success. To succeed in life, you must first learn to fail. But failing does not mean giving up. Failure is just another excuse to start again. This time with more experience, more knowledge, and more wisdom. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. So don't be afraid to fail. In fact, embrace it. Failure is where the magic happens. It's where the rubber meets the road. It's where you learn who you really are. So go out there and risk it all. Go for your dreams, chase your goals, and don't stop until you get there. Because the only thing standing between you and success is your fear of failure. Once you conquer that, there's nothing you can't achieve. So go ahead, take the leap of faith. Trust that you'll be okay even if you fall, because trust me, the view from the top is absolutely breathtaking. It sliced through with ease. The blacksmith beamed with pride. "Congratulations, Ethan. You have become a better blacksmith than I ever was." Overjoyed with his success, Ethan returned to the village to show off his new skills. Soon, villagers from all around were bringing him their broken tools and weapons to repair. Each time he completed a task, his confidence grew. And before long, he became the most sought-after blacksmith in the region. Without hesitation, Ethan climbed up the mountain to the blacksmith's forge. "Master blacksmith," he said, "I would like to learn the craft from you." The blacksmith looked up, surprised by the request. He had spent most of his life trying to perfect his craft. Yet here was a young man eager to learn from him. Although he had never taught anyone before, the blacksmith accepted Ethan as his apprentice. No one in the village had any patience left for him. His tools were dull, his cuts were sloppy, and his metalwork was weak. Day after day, he listened to snickers and jeers as he struggled to make a decent sword. For months, Ethan practiced forging, sharpening, and tempering. Even though he made many mistakes along the way, the blacksmith never scolded him. Instead, he praised Ethan for his creativity and unique ideas. Finally, the day came when Ethan was allowed to forge his own sword. With the lessons he'd learned from his master fresh in his mind, Ethan set to work. He heated the metal, pounded it on the anvil, and shaped it with precise hammer blows. "Good-for-nothings don't get invited to parties," his mother would say. And so it came to pass that Ethan never got invited to any parties. He was a master at playing games, but in life itself, he knew no strategies, tactics, or techniques. One day, his mother reached her limit. She kicked him out of the house without a penny to his name. So Ethan set off into the world with nothing but the clothes on his back and a burning desire to prove his mother wrong. But unfortunately, even outside the house, Ethan still acted like a goofball. When he applied for jobs, he played video games instead of working. Pretty soon, Ethan found himself sleeping under a bridge, hungry and desperate for change. Just when he thought things couldn't get worse, an old hermit living nearby invited him up onto the mountain to live with him. The old man agreed to take care of Ethan and teach him some valuable life skills, but only if he helped him collect firewood. Day after day, Ethan gathered wood for the hermit, dreaming of the day he would finally be able to make something of himself. Then one day, while collecting firewood, Ethan stumbled upon a clearing where a group of people were gathered around a large rock. Curious, he walked over to investigate and saw that they were arguing fiercely. "You're the worst blacksmith in our region," said one man angrily. "Your sword is dull and your armor is flimsy. If I wanted to go into battle, I'd be better off with a wooden sword." Another chimed in, "I heard that you can't even forge steel. How are you a blacksmith?" Ashamed, the old blacksmith lowered his head. Forging steel was considered the ultimate test of a blacksmith's skill. It required immense strength, perfect technique, and an intuitive understanding of metals. None of the other blacksmiths in the region had been able to do it. And despite years of practice, neither had the old blacksmith. When the old man heard what had happened, he called Ethan over. At first, Ethan struggled to keep up with the other apprentices. After weeks of grueling work, Ethan's sword was finally complete. It was not as ornate as some of the other swords the master had forged. Meanwhile, the old man continued to live a simple life on the mountain, content with his decision to help Ethan find his path in the world. So whenever he saw a young person struggling to learn a new skill, Ethan would offer them a helping hand and a kind word of encouragement. Now check out these videos that was specially selected for you.